2004, Missouri got a grant from the Pew Charitable Trust, and we started a center on religion and the professions. And there was originally 4 different projects. Myself and my colleagues, we had a project on spirituality and health. And what we did is we followed people with a whole lot of different conditions: cancer, spinal cord injury, brain injury, stroke. And we wanted to find out what is it specifically about religion that makes people healthier or less healthier. Because in general we know that the more religious you are, the healthier you are. And we're like, well, what about it? What we found is that if you have positive beliefs that God loves you, you're more likely to be healthy. And if you have real good support from your congregation, that makes you healthier. And if you believe that God is punishing you and giving you the injury or disease because of you've done something wrong, your health outcomes are not very good. Well, as part of that, we did a study on brain injury and spirituality. And we gave our typical neuropsychological test to people with brain injury and measures of transcendence, how close they feel to God. And what we found is a measure of spatial perception was related to increased transcendence. So the worse you did on a measure in which you had to estimate spatial relationships, the more spiritual you were found to be, which blew us away. That part of the brain is also related to self-perception. So, for example, if I showed you a picture of yourself, that part of the brain would become very active. If you injure that part of the brain, you have what's called disorders of the self, where the extreme cases are people won't recognize the left side of their body as theirs, or they have no idea of their personal strengths and weaknesses. So we made the inferential leap between, the right parietal lobe, socio-visual spatial functions, also related to self-perception. So if you have decreased self-perception, you have increased transcendence, and that makes sense. The less you focus on the self, the more you can connect with things beyond the self. And so we looked up a bunch of religious texts from many different faith traditions and got all these quotes, citations on selflessness, and bingo, we found something.